The only difference between the one who cracks NET and the one who fails in it is that the former knows the strategy of how and what to study for this exam. Here we are in Dharani's NET classroom. Welcome to today's session, and in this session, we are going to discuss the last minute strategy to crack NET or TNSET examination in English. So this is basically based on my experience of cracking December 2023 exam. And here are a few tips that I thought are extremely useful. How to prepare paper 2 first. The first point is that we have a vast syllabus, so you have to focus on the sheer short topics. So in order to clear NET exam, we need to score at least 60 to 65 in paper 2. So keep that in mind, 60 to 65 questions out of 100. So first thing is that you have to focus on the sheer short topics. Like we have certain units where we get a lot of questions, right? We have literary theory, cultural studies, literary criticism, and we get too many questions from these sessions. So don't miss them at all. Revise, revise, and revise these topics as much as possible. That's going to help you a lot. And then we know we get a lot of questions from British literature. But then we tend to waste a lot of time in the earlier parts of British literature than focusing on the latter parts. But if you analyze the question papers, you will note that we get too many questions from the latter part only. So go and revise your romantic, Victorian, modern and postmodern age before you touch your earlier parts. I know you have done a lot of practice in the earlier parts, but don't leave your latter parts untouched. Okay? And then we have Indian literature. We are getting too many questions from Indian literature, so don't miss this topic at all. If you focus on these 5 topics completely, you can score too many marks in this examination for sure. The next point is that revise whatever you know. Revise. Don't be over ambitious and keep studying. We have very few days left for the examination, right? So don't keep on studying more. Go to the revision session. All right. And revise whatever you know. Like it includes your UG portion, PG portion, because these portions are going to fetch you more marks. Like these prescribed portions are targeted upon the works that are the most important. So go revise them. Don't leave any unit untouched. For example, people tend to miss certain units like linguistics and English in India just because very limited questions are asked from those topics. But then what I say is that don't leave any unit untouched. Go and see a crash course or go revise your old notes as per your UG or PG syllabus. That's going to give you the basics and you can guess the answers of the questions very easily. And as I talked about these short topics, here is an example from British dramatist. Here I have given a list of British dramatists from whom we can surely expect many questions from. Yeah, we have Marlowe, Kidd, Shakespeare, Johnson till Beckett. So what you have to do now is that screenshot it or jot it down, make a checklist and make sure that you know all these writers before you enter the exam hall. This is how you should study. You should have a checklist of the writers that should be covered before you enter the exam hall. Like in for British dramatists, we have British poets, for post-colonial, for Indian writing, and every topic for that matter, we have those short topics. Go and jot it down. I will also try to make a video on the other topics too. And now coming to paper 1. Here, you can't avoid this paper at all. Yeah. And you should score from 30 to 35 marks to win in this exam. I usually divide this paper into 3 parts. The first one is common sense, teaching aptitude, communication and comprehension. Okay. Here, if you have the basic idea of what these papers are about, the basic concepts like learners' characteristics, teachers' characteristics, models of communication, barriers to communication, and if you know those basic things, then you can easily guess the answers for these questions using your common sense. And here comes mathematical reasoning and the most hated part of paper one. Yeah, we hate maths, I know, but don't avoid these topics completely, okay? If you hadn't touched mathematical reasoning at all, don't go now and work it all, wasting your time. That's not going to help you. All you have to do now is that go and note down the important formulae. For example, distance, speed, time, profit loss, and ratio, those kinds of things. Just learn the basics, okay? Note down the formula. And that is going to help you if the question asked in the examination is simple. If it's tough, then it's in God's hands. Yeah. The next one is logical reasoning. Logical reasoning is completely different from mathematical reasoning. So if you are weak in maths, that doesn't mean that you are weak in logical reasoning. Logical reasoning is a part where you can score more marks according to me. It's like simple topics and like very definite topics where they ask questions again and again, like syllogism, squares of opposition. And we have this mood figure and we have fallacies and Indian logic. From these topics, we can expect at least 4 questions. So go and learn these topics. And we have data interpretation. If you know profit loss and certain basics of maths, you can solve these questions. And here comes the third part, the factual part, where you have to sit and study the facts to answer these questions. Yeah. And of course, you can get a list of the important topics that you need to cover, which help you score at least 3 to 4 marks out of 5. I will make a video out of it sooner. And here, PYQs, the saviors. Yeah, PYQ are the guiding gods, I will say. Because if you go and refer the previous year question papers again and again, that is going to give you the blueprint of what to study and what not to study. That will give you the strategy of what to study and how to study. Okay. So here, what you're going to do now is that you are going to take tests from the previous year question papers. Whenever I tell model question papers, it is more about previous year question papers because there is no better model question paper than previous year question papers. Okay. And before entering the exam hall, make sure you take at least full test twice. Because you have to sit for 3 hours, you have to attempt both paper 1 and paper 2. I know that's tough, but get help from your parents or friends to monitor you and do it. That's going to tell you how much marks you are going to score in your exam, and you will know what are your weak parts are and what are your strengths. So after you finish the exam, you should not just close your notebooks and go to other topics. You have to sit, correct, and analyze your answers. And that will tell you the parts where you are weak and you are going to work on them. Revision, 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 revision. That is the main part about studies, right? And here, to help with it, you can make a checklist or a timetable or a schedule of what to study and when to study. Okay. And make sure you cover all the portion that you have studied till date before you appear for the examination. And revise as much as possible. That's going to help you solve as much as possible. Solve as much question papers as possible. That's going to help you a lot too. And note down the formulae, the important dates, the works of authors, and familiarize with them. Memorizing them is not an option because you're not going to remember them if you memorize them. All you need to do is familiarize with the works of writers, and if you look at your own notes again and again, that is going to fix certain things in your mind unconsciously. You see, like a pictorial memory, you can say. And when you look at the question paper and seeing the name of the work, you can remember, oh, it is under this writer's name. And that's going to help you crack this examination. Hopefully, you are cracking this NET and this SET examination. And good wishes, people. I hope you like this video and it is helpful to you. Please subscribe, like, and share this video. And this is my first video, so please subscribe. Thank you.